This morning and On the Money, we're going to talk about holiday tipping and charitable giving. So once you're giving your presents out to your loved ones, family, and friends, what about thanking the folks who loved help you with services throughout the year?
That's right. Sharon Epperson, CNBC senior personal finance correspondent, is here to break down how to tip and even get back to charity on a budget, right?
On a budget,
Sharon,
a budget.
Good morning, because I know that at this time of year it can get super stressful for people with that budget to be able to do it. So how can you do this to make somebody happy who made your life a little easier this year if you are on that budget?
Well, the first thing is you have to think about why you want to give a tip, why you want to give a gift. You want to thank them for their service, you want to reward them for their service, or you just feel very generous. And a lot of us may feel very generous, but financially, we just aren't there right now. So you want to think about the people who have really gone above and beyond to do a service for you and reward them in that way. And if you don't have money to give them, to buy a gift or to give them cash, a handwritten note. Who does that anymore? A handwritten note to express your appreciation and also let them know how you want to continue to use their service in the new year. People want to know they're going to continue to get paid. That one-time tip is great, but I want to know that I'm going to be able to serve you for the rest of the year in 2025 and make that money.
Oh, that's such good advice. And being specific in a handwritten note can really go a long way.
Absolutely.
Sharon, if you are in a position where you can afford to tip and to be generous, what are some of the general guidelines that we should keep in mind?
Well, we talked to Bankrate about this, and people are actually giving about the same as they did last year, even though they're feeling a bit like times are tight. When you talk about a child care provider, a daycare provider, maybe about $50 is the median amount that people are giving as a tip. A housekeeper, $50. Landscaper, $30. Trash collector, $20. But keep in mind, you need to check with your city, with your municipality, and make sure that that's allowed to give a trash collector a cash gift. And a lot of them are now using automated systems, and a robot comes again. So there's no one really to give that to. So that's something to consider as well.
Okay.
How about teachers?
Teachers, this can be tough because you don't want to necessarily give a direct gift unless you have a personal connection. But that's when pooling your resources with other parents can be a great way to give a larger class gift and find out what the teacher really wants and needs for herself or the classroom.
Now, you mentioned something that I find kind of interesting, the up to rule. What is that?
The up to rule is you can give up to the price of a certain service, a session, to certain people. So that might be true for your hairstylist or barber or a pet sitter or even a manicurist. You give up to the price of what the normal service is. Again, this is someone that you have a relationship with, that you really go to regularly. I don't think people should feel necessarily, if this is the first time they're going and it's before a Christmas party, that they need to do that. The other thing is people who are with you, with your family members, with your loved ones on a regular basis. Live-in help, whether that's for elder care or child care, a nanny or a home health aide. You might want to give 1 week's pay if you can afford that. Again, you also want to let them know that they're going to be with you for the rest of 2025. That, again, is the most important part.
Where is it maybe a little inappropriate to give out cash?
Well, we talked to the United Postal Service, and actually mail carriers cannot accept cash gifts. A lot of people are like, who knew that? Because some will accept them, but they're not supposed to. So you're not supposed to give a gift card or a check or cash, or you can give something that has monetary value of $20 or less, and over the course of the year, if they're really great, but no more than $50 for the course of the year, monetary value.
That's a little complicated.
Yeah.
Our postal service carrier has to go up a big hill, so we want to.
Yeah, sometimes the top of that hill there just might be a $50 bill. There, you never know.
Just a whistle around the neighborhood, just so you knew it's holiday time. Come out of your house and give me something, please.
That is bold.
Well, it was bold. It was bold.
Is there a best way to give these gifts, like cash, Venmo, especially for some services where maybe that's how you're typically paying someone?
Exactly. Well, a lot of people, the majority of people, still give cash if they're going to give a monetary tip. But payment apps are excellent ways to do it as well. If you want to do it fast, you want to keep a paper trail, remember what you did this year for next year. But it's not necessarily safe unless you follow some key rules. Make sure you have the information of the person, the correct phone number, the correct email. Make sure you're doing it on a secure network. If you remember as you're commuting, that's not a secure network. So you don't want to use that Wi-Fi. You want to make sure you're on a secure network. And then also multi-factor authentication, a password, a number code before you're putting it in, and you set up the alert so you get an alert as soon as the transaction is made. That's what I did, so I knew that the person I was giving it to got the money.
Before you go, Sharon, let's talk quickly about charitable giving. It's so important.
Yes. So very important to make sure you're strategic in your charitable giving. You want to make sure it's a 501c3 organization. So go to the IRS website and make sure, do the search to make sure it's a legitimate charity. Also, you want to make sure that you know where the money's going. Charity Navigator, GuideStar, great places to find out what the ratings are on those charities. If you can't give a lot, times are tight, go on your social media and use your social network to say why you love this charity, why it's important to you. Other people may have more means to give. Your testimony could be very powerful. And then plan now. What's your resolution for 2025? I'm going to create a budget that's my giving budget. And so that's a way to make sure that you have that money for the future.
And for those charities, volunteering, giving of your time.
Giving of your time. If you can do that, that is so powerful.
Sharon Epperson, thank you. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
Fantastic information. For more on Sharon's personal finance advice, sign up for her newsletter. Look at that right there, Money 101.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.